Last year I did a makeup tutorial on how to look hot on Zoom. I don't really do a lot of Zoom calls nowadays anymore, so here's how to look hot just for you. Hello everyone! Today I'm doing an updated makeup tutorial because it is just so highly requested. That sounds so vain. No, I really like the way that I do my makeup. I don't do a lot. I don't feel like I do anything crazy or that you need to be very skilled for. I feel like anybody could do this. But that's the thing. I have mastered the natural, glowy, fresh out of the womb, sun-kissed, spent a lot of time in the sun getting freckles look. That's what I have mastered for myself. A healthy glow, if you will. I don't want to waste your time. You should be very thankful that I'm doing this tutorial today because normally this is my relaxing time. Not that this isn't relaxing, but I like to either listen to a podcast or listen to music or listen to an audiobook. Before we get started, a word from today's sponsor. Thank you so much to Audible for sponsoring today's video. If you didn't know, Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment all in one place. At Audible, you can find the largest selection of audiobooks, bestsellers, new releases, and even popular podcasts. And as an Audible member, you get 1 credit per month, and this is good for any title in their entire premium selection. This also gives you access to their popular Plus catalog, audiobooks, original entertainment, and even sleep tracks, which I really love because I cannot go to sleep without white noise. When I can't be physically reading, like for example, when I'm driving or doing my makeup, I really like to listen to audiobooks. So right now I'm listening to Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney, and I've been loving it. And the cool thing is that new members can always try Audible for 30 days for free. And with an Audible membership, you can listen to titles offline, anytime, anywhere. If you're looking to learn something new, or maybe you just want to fill up the time while you're doing mindless tasks like me, then you should definitely try Audible. All you have to do is visit audible.com/Nicole Rafiee or text Nicole Rafiee to 500-500. Thank you so much, Audible, for sponsoring today's video. Back to the makeup tutorial. Thank you, Audible. Everything that I use is gonna be linked down below. Yes, I'm wiping my eyebrows off because I'm sweating. I start off with eyebrows, which I never did in the past, but I kind of have to now because I really like the whole like bushy eyebrow look, and as you can tell, my eyebrows are pretty grown out and I like them like that. Now I'm using the Anastasia Brow Freeze and I'm almost done with it. Making them stay all day, especially when it's humid outside, that's the hard part. I just like this look so much better than this look. And you're entitled to your wrong opinion, that's fine, but this is also my face. Sometimes I'll take the back end of my spoolie and I'll just give them a little flatsies, you know? They look good. Oh my god, what's that? Ana Luisa earrings that you can buy with the link in my description. Oh my god, crazy. Next I use Glossier Future Dew. It's an oil serum type of thing, and I take this beauty blender. Very nice. I apply this with this because I don't really like things touching my fingers. I do use my fingers when I do my makeup, but like I just get so weird about my hands feeling clean that I get uncomfortable whenever something is on them. So I just like to do everything with my beauty blender instead. And this is the nice thing about having bangs though, is that I don't have to do a lot of makeup on my forehead. Even my eyebrows, like I can like skimp out on my eyebrows if I really want to because my bangs cover up my forehead completely, but my hair is dirty. So we're keeping my hair up today. I get a lot of compliments that, ew, I feel so annoying saying that. I get a lot of very nice people telling me that my skin looks very hydrated and glowy and dewy. And honestly, I think it's really just this. Next, I apply concealer. And I kind of use a variation of 3, depending on what I need. If I need to cover up a pimple or like a blemish or something that requires a little bit more coverage, then I use the Hydrating Camo Concealer by e.l.f. If I want to do really light concealing, like around my nose or on some darker spots that don't need a lot of concealing, I use the Glossier Stretch Concealer. It's literally almost out, which is very satisfying to me. Like, I want to eat the rest of that. Okay, maybe just me. And if I feel like covering up my under eye circles, then I'll use the Pixie Correcting Brightening Peach Concealer thing. Yes. I don't really like the smell of that if I'm being honest, but I don't really like to over conceal anymore. As you can tell, I'm not using any foundation or skin tints this time around because nowadays I barely use skin tints. Now I'm going in with the Pixie. I'm very light-handed with this because I actually like my under eye circles. I feel like I look a little funny if I just conceal them completely and then I blend it all together. I used to wear foundation like every single day when I was in high school, and then I got to college, same thing, and then eventually I got into skin tints. Like I really like the one by Glossier. I don't even own a full coverage foundation anymore. My skin has improved a lot over the last couple years, and I would prefer to conceal more than wear foundation more. For me, it's just a feeling that I don't like on my skin anymore, to be honest. And I learned to really like my freckles and like the texture of my skin showing. And I also found that it looks better on camera, to be honest. Like in comparison to some other videos that I've had, I've noticed that my skin looks better when I wear less makeup, but that's just where I'm at with my skin journey, whatever. Also, if you guys want an updated skincare routine, I'll give it to you. So after all that, here's kind of where we're at. Like you can still see texture around my nose, you can still see blemishes. I like that. I prefer that for me. Next, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick. That was literally a perfect tone before. How disappointing. I prefer this over powder because I noticed that powder doesn't look very good on my skin. Now my skin is pretty dry, although I've been told that it's combination. I'll do something like this. Yeah, that looks very orange on camera. It's not. Powder doesn't look very good on my skin, so I use very minimal of it, which I'll get into. Like I said, I use my beauty blender for everything. And I kind of like to leave it a little bit bronzy around the nose because once I add my highlighter and my blush, it makes a lot more sense. And then this, I get it right into the hairline. I've only gotten my makeup professionally done twice in my life, and the first time was for prom. My makeup artist like put the bronzer like into my hairline, like and around my forehead, and I was like, I am obsessed with how this looks. I'm gonna do that every single day from now on because I love it so much. To be honest, I don't mess around much with my jawline because every single time I try to, it doesn't look that good. So I look a little bit muddy. It's all gonna blend together. Next, I go in with my all-time favorite blush. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint and Storm. I never thought that I could do like a dark colored blush like this, but I love this. And I probably will never wear another blush again if I'm being completely honest. That's the only problem with the Glossier Cloud Paints. I wish that there was just a different applicator because like you can easily overdo this. When I do this, I focus pretty much like where I would put highlight. That's where I put my blush. That's just what looks best for my face shape. I like to focus it more on the high points, and then I also take it into my hairline. I used to put it like on the apples of my cheeks, and it just like changes the way that your face works, which is fine. It just depends like what you want it to look like. Yes! That's what I want. And then with my nose, I have to be very careful. I just pat it around like this. I love that color. You would think that it would come out so much darker, but it doesn't. Get this color, but don't sell it out because I want some too. The next thing I'm gonna do is my fake freckles, which I get a lot of questions about because I do have real freckles. I do have real ones. They're a lot more prominent in the summer, and I want them to be prominent year round because I really like them. My mom is covered in freckles. I like the look of freckles on me. I use two different products. I use Freck XL, and then what I used all summer was by PH Labs Freckles. They're both very different. This one can be messy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this one can be pretty messy. It might just be that I haven't mastered the flick yet. It comes with like a little applicator and you have to flick it on. This one is a lot more controlled. It just depends what look I'm going for, to be honest, because this one gives like a million freckles very quickly, and this one you have to sit there and dot them and place them around. I find that this one can sometimes look a bit pink once you apply any type of setting spray. That's something to keep in mind. Today, I will use PH Labs for your observation. I have to put a towel on because I always mess it up. And I know this is a lot of work to put fake freckles on, but it's worth it to me. I have stained shirts before because I've messed this up. So you take it and you're supposed to put it like an inch away from your face. And just, oh, see, like that's so concentrated. This is where the beauty blender once again comes in. It's not even a beauty blender. If you're going for freckles all over the face, this is your go-to. And you don't want to smudge too much because then they can get muddy. You can even take the applicator and like dot them with the remainder. There you go. I understand though. It's not for everyone, and they have different colors, which is cool. You know, maybe to some people I'm doing this out of order. I don't care. Now we're doing powder. Milk Translucent Light. And there's very specific points where I put my powder. Under the eyes. Do you see the difference that that makes? Like, I feel like this eye, whatever, you can see the dimension. This one, not so much. Cool. I do it on my eyelids as well. And I do it over my eyebrows. My eyebrows sometimes with like the products that you put on them can look very shiny and I don't want them to. Now, currently my forehead is the oiliest part of myself. I do around my nose and around like where I smile because that's where the makeup creases the most because I'm a smiley woman. I don't want to touch any of this part because I still want to put on highlight and I like that part to be a bit dewier. I know I said I don't like the way that powder looks on my skin, but because this is translucent and I'm very selective about where it goes, that's why I like it. Okay, we're still like dewy though, you know what I mean? I like to use different highlighters. I'll use the Glossier Halo Scope. This is in quartz. Line my top lip, a little bit like so. Yes, a little boop on the tip of my nose, like so. Down the bridge of my nose. I like when there's highlight right between my eyes. I feel like that's cute. This is the one time where I will touch something with my finger. Inner corner, a little bit on the brow bone. And then I don't want to mess up the freckles by directly putting it on. So I and just on the highest point, I don't want to bring it in too much to the center. I just find that that doesn't look good for my face shape when I bring in my highlighter too much on my cheek close to my face. Nice! Lip products, I use different lip products like every single day. It just depends on whatever I'm feeling that day. My boyfriend's calling and I told him I'm filming, but he said important strokes news, so please hold.
The only thing that could make you stop filming.
What's the news?
They're going on tour with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Thundercat.
It depends on the day, whatever like lip product I use. Lately I've been lining them lightly with the Essence Stay Lip Liner. I don't overline much. I have a top lip that just blends into the rest of my skin. So I often get told like, you need chapstick or you have no top lip. It's just the same color, okay? It's just the same color. So I do that very lightly because I don't want to make it too prominent because it's almost like shocking to look at myself if I have a prominent top lip because I'm like, oh my. I really like the Tower 28 lip glosses, but I always come back to her. This does look like something from Adam and Eve, but it's not. I used this in my last video and this was probably like the most bought item out of all the things because I could see if you guys bought something from that video and this was it. It changes color when it reaches your lips. It says it's pH level, heat, whatever. I don't care what the science behind it is, but it's clear, right? There's a little flower in the middle. Now when you put it on your lips, different color. This color, I feel like just goes very well with my skin tone. I will never stop using this and it's like very affordable too. I could stop at where my eyebrows are now because I'm happy with them, but to add just a little bit more color in like the sparser areas, especially like towards the end, I like the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I used to use the Anastasia one, which is fine. This is a lot cheaper. Basically, you just have to do hair-like strokes. Strokes are going on tour. And you want to be light with it. Okay. I take the Tartelette palette then, and I really only use a few shades of this. Hi. I take the color Funny Girl and Rebel, just basically one light brown and another darker brown shade. I used to use bronzer to do this, and I will just wipe this all over, I will just put this all over the lid essentially. I literally don't emphasize any certain point, just all over the lid. And I take the darker shade on like a little bit of a flatter brush and I'll just smudge that into my waterline, my lash line, my bottom lash line. Yeah. Yes! Okay. Next, to set it all, Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I like it a lot. Does it actually work? Does it actually set all day? Probably, I think so. I take Tweezerman eyelash curler. Okie dokie, don't pinch your eyelid. I finished all 3 seasons of Sex Education in like 4 days. Very good. Why didn't I watch it any sooner? How did everyone feel about it? Okay, good to know. Who did you hate the most this season? Because I hated a lot of people. With my mascara, I like to take my time, okay? The Essence Lash Princess Waterproof, which may or may not be the same one that I used last year. I like to use waterproof mascara because I find that it actually lasts and holds my lashes up. Not to mention that I cry sometimes. Oh my god, a very annoying joke whenever anyone is using waterproof mascara, but I don't care because it's the truth. And then bottom lashes. Sorry, I'm looking for my tweezers to separate my eyelashes. Don't do this. This isn't part of the tutorial. Don't do this. That is not safe. Never do that. Yay! Okay, that is essentially it. This is makeup I do for all my videos, pretty much. I know it's very similar to what I did last year, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you guys were looking for cruelty-free vegan makeup products, everything is gonna be listed down below. If you try this look out, which is just a fresh out the womb makeup tutorial, of course, tag me, you know, on Instagram or something. I'd love to see your like little recreation of it. I hope that you guys like this tutorial. My new makeup line will be coming out very, very soon, so if you guys like this video, please make sure that you leave it a like, because it helps me out so much. Also leave a comment if you have any suggestions for vegan or cruelty-free makeup products that you guys like. I'm always willing to try because I'm running out of some products. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you are gross. If you want to follow me on my other social media like Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, is at Nikki Nasty. I'm gonna go now. Taking a million selfies, probably not post any of them because that's on brand. Okay, I love you. Bye.
We'll do it sometime.